City goal cost Saints in the pocket Monday the 14th of May 2018 12:32. In terms of relegation, Manchester City's injury time winner cost Saints nothing, but in terms of income from the Premier League it meant we missed out on a not insignificant amount of cash. Saints fans did not feel too disappointed when Jesus scored with virtually the last kick of the game at St. Mary's on Sunday. There was no feeling of dejection as there had been 8 days earlier when Everton scored in the last minute of injury time. We knew the job was done. Indeed, some Saints fans were almost happy that City had scored and reached that 100 points total. There would not have been too many smiles in the director's box. That goal meant that Saints dropped a position, with Huddersfield losing to Arsenal and us drawing. We were above the Yorkshire club in 16th place, and it wasn't just the fact it made the league table okay. Bit more respectable. That was the reason for the long faces. Dropping a league place meant that we only received £7.7 million in the prize money for league places, some £1.9 million down on the £9.6 million we would have received if we had held out for those final seconds. Although in the grand scheme of things £1.9 million doesn't buy you much these days, it is still better in our bank than in Huddersfield's, and from that perspective Ralph Krueger was not as happy as he might have been. But the main thing is that we are still in the Premier League for next season, and that means far more money than £1.9 million. Ralph Krueger and his board now need to identify where we have gone wrong this term, although I suspect that they already know that, implement the changes needed and get back to what we have done so well for the previous 4 years. Get 2 free £10 bets by opening a new account at William Hill. Place an initial bet of a minimum of £10 and William Hill will give you 2 £10 bets. You must enter the promotional code F20 when signing up as a new customer. Photo, action images. Please report offensive, libelous or inappropriate posts by using the links provided. Landerwall added 12:57 May 14th. We might have missed out on the cash, but we stay up. However, in our last 5 matches bar the Swansea game, late and last-minute goals have been our undoing. Even the win over Bournemouth was marred by an injury-time goal in the first half. This ability to throw away games is the most worrying aspect of our play and must be prioritized by Hughes and his staff, or we will find ourselves in a similar situation at the end of the next season as we're in the final games of this one. 5 Dejection added 13:08 May 14th. First of all, thanks Nick for all your hard work on this site this past season. A discussion whether Hughes should stay. We should remember that he took Stoke to 9th in 3 of his 4 full seasons with them. Should we look at Les Reed's contribution to our poor performance since the League Cup final 2017? His CV is appalling. Never played a game as a player despite being signed by 3 clubs. He was voted Charlton Athletic's worst ever manager. Then he left Fulham to manage the Conference South side, Bishop Stortford. From there he becomes our director of football and now executive director. My guess is he's benefited from working with some exceptional people at Saints, Mopo, Koeman and the Black Box guy. But on his own his ability is exposed. The VVD and Fonte transfers were badly handled. No signings in recent times of underpriced excellent players such as Maine, Wanyama and Klein. Mop's appointment was a misjudgment, and the academy is no longer producing premier-ready players à la Shaw and Chambers. There are players who should go, but equally I am not persuaded that Les is the best person at the top to get us back to top 8 finishes. And Dorsetian added 13:37 May 14th. The other thing that might have been missed in all the excitement of us staying up is that it maintains the unwritten rule that the Premier League must include at least one team playing in red and white stripes. Following Sunderland last year, had we joined Stoke in a trip to the Championship, next year would have been the first Premier League season without a red and white striped team. Saints and Sunderland have carried the flag in most years, joined by Stoke since 08-09, but neither Saints nor Sunderland were there in 06-07. Thankfully, Sheffield United popped up for that season to maintain the record. Quite clearly, we were never destined to go down. For Easy Tojer added 1343 May 14. Key criticism of the club from me is the way they do transfer dealings. They seemed to take an age. Once we've identified the right player, we need to do business quickly. Get them in and have a settled squad quicker, not constant will they, won't they, malarkey. For Boondock Saint added 1346 May 14. Developer, sorry I can't click the carrot more than once. Not only are you absolutely spot on about Les, but also Nick. Thank you very much Nick for running this site and putting up with our rants, particularly during this really difficult season. 7 St. Mark 1976 added 1403 May 14. I echo Developer and take this opportunity of saying thank you Nick. It's been a miserable season made bearable in some part by being able to vent my frustrations on your site. Where do we go from here? Frankly, who knows, but one certainty is that we can't continue in the manner in which the owners and the board have managed for the last couple of years. Their performance has been proven to be non-acceptable to the fan base, who won't be so forgiving if they simply dish up more of the same next season. 7 Highfield 49 added 1419 May 14. Anyone else think that the game has lost touch with reality, when one goal equates to more pounds than most of us ever earned in a lifetime? Another sign of getting old, I guess. 7 Low Esteem added 1446 May 14. Amazingly, agree with pretty much all of the above postings, especially regarding Nick and friends' output on our behalf, thank you. Particularly echoed Orsician's view on our stripy wrapping. Whilst this season's hit gradually grew on me, I avoided it actually growing on me. I am a great believer in our original red and white stripe branding, which I believe we must return and persevere with, especially now that it's so unique in the place. I am sure a stripy version of our old-fashioned colors can be just as popular as far afield as, say, China, Canada and Staplewood. 2 San Marco added 1605 May 14. Highfield 49 says it all for me. Why should teams like us get prize money anyway? We had a dreadful season. West Brom, Stoke and Swansea got prize money too. It all comes from us, the fans, viewers, in the end. I suppose reward for failure sums up the whole economic system in this day and age. 7 Colburn added 1818 May 14. Yes, well done Nick for your work this season. Some great reply posts too by many of you. I agree, it seems wrong to reward failure, but that is the world we live in. I suppose we succeeded in staying up and this is part of the reward. I think the board got lucky because Swansea etc. were so poor this season. I feel it's time for Mr. Reid to go though. After 2 uneducated managerial appointments nearly lost us our top flight status. I have to say I wasn't over enamored by the Hughes appointment, but was happy to see what would happen. Hughes has pretty much regalvanized the club on many levels, bringing us together to fight for survival. This was no mean feat and Hughes can't be praised enough for what he achieved in a very short time. As such, he should be retained and given all of our support for next season. I know the squad all pulled together, but feel special mentions should go to the following 3. 1 McCarthy, he has been magnificent since he came in, commanding his area and 3 clean sheets out of 4 in the big games, only beaten by a lucky deflected shot at Everton. 8 points in survival came as a result of this. 3 saves in particular stand out. 2 Bednarik, this lad came into the team at an incredibly difficult time, showed desire, fight and an ability to play at this level. He made less mistakes than the other CBs, and this after he must have been aware that many fans questioned his arrival. Well done Jan. 3 Hojbjerg, a player who has been in and out of the side since he arrived and probably didn't deserve to lose his place in the team a couple of months ago after some great performances. His engine, passion and determination really boosted our midfield to dominate the big games. We needed to take those points from it. I think he has been huge for us. I appreciate all the players have stepped up and the more experienced players have done what was necessary when it came to crunch time, but these 3 previously fringe players have made the difference for me. I too hope we keep the 3 young centre-backs and coach them as they have promised, but replacing Yoshida with a Fonte-like top-quality leader at the back is vital. Hopefully lessons have been learned and we'll be all the stronger and wiser for it next season. Well done to all fans who were there at Leicester, Everton and Swansea for helping us get over the line. Up the Saints, 10th half-timer and added 2000 May 14. I have enjoyed contributing to and reading other, sometimes opposing views on this very worthy website, a truly reasonable platform for debate, largely populated by supporters with some command of the English language, albeit occasionally too modern for my understanding. That the opinions expressed are thoughtful is a tribute to the astute management of Nick, so thank you for that. Now that the on-field excitement has abated, will we now see what Mr. Gao intends for our not-so-little club for the coming season, or will this be another frustrating summer of non-communication, other than advising us faithful how much we will have to fork out for our STs? If anyone amongst the Saints' hierarchy takes the time to read what genuine fans think, then, apart from loosening said Gao's purse strings and rectifying the glaringly obvious on-pitch shortcomings, please loosen your tongues and tell us what you think is realistically achievable in 2018-19 as the "We March On" mantra is beginning to sound hollow, and, for goodness sake, get rid of that bloody version of "My Way." I think I'd prefer any interpretation of "Stairway to Heaven," well, except Rolf's of course. 9 Sandy Welsh added 2027 May 14. Well said Deveped, you have summed it perfectly. Les Reeve nearly cost us our top league status and now he must go. Also take the ice hockey coach with you. 6 Saint JF added 2251 May 14. Still can't believe Saints stayed up. I was convinced we were down. The work and effort put in by all who contribute makes this side a really interesting and essential read for me. It is good to understand why others feel as wound up as me on some issue, or indeed why they might hold a completely different but well-argued view on the same issue. 2 Red White added 1101 May 15. Agree with pretty much all of the above, and can I also thank you, Nick? You take a lot of stick on occasions, usually undeserved, and run this site as a real labor of love. I too was unsure about Hughes, although to be fair to them, the board were not exactly spoiled for choice. When we rightly give them a kicking for the many wrong decisions taken in the last 2 seasons, we should acknowledge it when they get one right, and he has been immense. One final point, it annoys the hell out of me when commentators give the club a hard time for selling our best players, as if we had any choice. We either sell or we hold them to their contracts. There are countless examples of both and the result is always the same. It is the price that has to be paid for success, a great scouting system and an outstanding academy. We haven't had any of these things this season, and therefore the top 6 will not come calling. Simples. 1. You need to log in order to post your comments.